prophecy that has already been fulfilled in the last couple of years. And in my opinion, it is irrefutable, undeniable, that what St. John spoke of in Revelation has already come to pass. I'm going to show you what all that means, and it's in regards to Pope Francis being the last pope. So to start, we'll always go back to Scripture. And in Revelation 13, it talks about the beast from the sea. And it says, Revelation 13, verse 1, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the names of blasphemy." Now, when St. John has this vision, he's not really quite sure what this is, all this symbolism and what this beast is. And so it's later revealed to him what this means, what the 7 heads are, what the 10 horns are. And where that's revealed to him is in Revelation 17. And I'm going to take you through this paragraph by paragraph and show you how this has already been fulfilled paragraph by paragraph. So in Revelation 17, he not only speaks about the beast that we saw in Revelation 13, but he talks about the harlot, or the great whore that sitteth upon the beast. And so he said, "And there came one of 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication." So the angel carried him into the wilderness and showed him exactly what this all means. So the first one, Revelation 17, verse 4, "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication." First clue, purple and scarlet color. "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color." You can see the bishops wear purple and the cardinals wear scarlet, the red color, as you see in the Vatican. The next clue was she's decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. She has many riches. How rich is the Vatican, says International Business Times? So wealthy it can stumble across millions of euros just tucked away. There's tons of articles on how the Vatican has just immense amount of money in paintings and art and gold and jewels. Everything about the Catholic Church is very ornamental. Again, we're ramping up to what I'm going to reveal to you later on in this chapter. This, is symbolism that could be swayed one way or another, but it gets better, so follow with me. "She is called the mother of all harlots and abomination of the earth, Mystery Babylon. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration." If you did not already know, the Catholic Church in the Dark Ages killed millions of Christians because they wanted to remain in power. This is not to offend anyone that's Catholic, because I was Catholic, but the Catholic Church did in fact murder Christians. They want to put man in between Jesus and the individual. And so in this article here, it says, "For 2 or 3 centuries, many Protestants have given figures concerning the total number of people killed directly or indirectly by the papacy during the Middle Ages. 50, 68, 100, 120, 150 million people. Roman Catholics typically give much smaller numbers, so they don't deny that it happened." So again, looking back to Revelation, the blood of the saints and martyrs are on the Vatican's hands. But here's where it gets undeniable. I said this is irrefutable, undeniable evidence that we are in the end times and St. John's revelation is coming true. He says the 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. So let's just do a Google search here. And let's type in "city on 7 hills." See what comes up. Oh, it's Rome. Okay, the city of 7 hills. Let's look further. During the point at which St. John had this revelation, he said there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen or dead, 1 is currently a king, and the other has not yet come, and when he does come, he must continue a short space. This is the irrefutable evidence that I want to show to you guys. 7 kings. Let's look at the Vatican's history. In 1929, the Lateran Treaty was signed. Basically, what the Lateran Treaty was it was Mussolini in Italy giving the Vatican its own sovereignty. Essentially, the Vatican is its own country. The Vatican's actually the smallest country in the world. So, being that the Vatican is a priest-king state, the Pope is not only a religious leader, he is also king. So in 1929, the Pope at that time was the first king. Let's take a look at the list of popes. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here to the current Pope Francis. Here we go. And let's scroll up to 1929. Here we go. Pius. Heck, I don't even know what that number is. That's pretty bad. But February 6, 1922 to February 1939. So he was the first king. So let's just do simple counting. First king, second king, third king, fourth king, fifth king, the sixth king. Let's go back and see what it says about the sixth king. 5 are fallen and 1 is. So we look at the sixth king, he is. And the 7th will come later and he'll serve a short time. Who was the 7th? Benedict. What did he do? He quit his position early. One of the first popes, I think, in over 200 years to leave his position. The popes die in the papacy. They die in their position. It shocked the world when he left his position. And look what it says about the kings. There were 7 kings from 1929. 5 are dead, 1 is, Pope John Paul II, and the other has not yet come. And when he does come, he'll quit early. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is irrefutable to me. Now let's look at this guy, Francis. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is one of the 7, and goeth into perdition. This is in reference to Satan. He is the false prophet. And it says he was and is not, and even is one of the 7, but is the 8th. This can be a little bit confusing, but if you go to this YouTube channel, VaticanCatholic.com, they have a almost 2-hour video on why Pope Francis is the last pope and why he is of the 7 but is not necessarily the 8th. He was not ordained in the traditional Catholic rites. It was a bastardized ceremony that he got his priesthood. So they are arguing that he's not even a true priest per the original Catholic doctrine. Therefore, he is not a true pope and not a true king. They have tons of information about why this is so, and it's pretty incredible. And so when it says that he is but is not, and is the 8th and is one of the 7, that could mean that he's really not a king, but he is part of the 7 popes. Again, the Vatican Catholic website makes a little bit of a different interpretation of it, but he is the last pope. That is the main message. Revelation is about end times, and this section here, 17:10, Revelation 17:10, about the kings, that lines up directly with the Vatican getting its sovereignty in 1929 and pinning it to the exact pope who would quit early, which is not a common occurrence. Guys, got to open your eyes here. Let me just bring this up again for any new viewers. This is my Revelation timeline. I'm going to actually post this on my website so it can be downloaded. But we are in the end times. And it's not the beginning. We are right in the middle. And the false prophet pope's abomination was on September 23rd, 2015. All the occult symbolism through all venues of entertainment were glorifying 923. When the pope came, he was idolized. He was in places he should not be, presiding over Congress, presiding over the UN. He made statements saying Jesus failed at the cross. He failed in life. This is the Pope that is allowing the Quran to be practiced inside the Vatican City walls. He is the abomination. And so, let you understand where we're at. Daniel 12, 11 through 12 says, between the time of this abomination and God's wrath, there are 1,290 days. There are other references about the Great Tribulation or Satan's rule being 1,260 days, which leaves us with one Hebrew month, 30 days, from September 23rd to October 23rd, where Jesus says in the imperative, "No, when you see the abomination, flee to the mountains." This is your warning period. We do not know the day or the hour because God will cut Satan's rule short at any time. So I do not know the day and the hour, nor will any man. But in the imperative, he said we should know this event because he's saying that if we do not, and we don't heed that warning, we don't see the signs, and we don't flee or prepare, we're going to be decimated.